If there is one thing I learned in parenting so far, well, I've learned a lot of things, but one of the top things I learned is that every season is going to have its own hard, okay? And what I mean is this: when you have a newborn, that is one whole set of hard, difficult experiences. Beauty mixed in, of course, but having a newborn is hard, right? And then you have a baby, and there's moments in that it's hard. You're learning how to feed your baby food. You're teaching them how to walk and supporting them as they learn all these new skills. And then toddlers enter the scene, like literally like a wrecking ball, right? And I want you to have as positive of an experience as you can raising your toddler, because after they're a toddler, they're going to turn into a little child, and there's always going to be new adventures that they're going to throw your way. So what I'm going to talk about today are 3 skills that I really want you to focus on teaching your little one, because it is going to set them up for so much success as they handle different scenarios in toddlerhood, as they get bigger. They're just such important skills that if you can start when they're little, it's going to make things so much smoother and go such a long way. So one of the top skills that I highly encourage you start teaching your toddler right now, if you haven't already, is communication skills. Now, there are 2 different types of communication skills. There's tons of different types, but we're going to be kind of talking about 2 main ways that we understand communication, okay? So communication can be expressive or receptive. And what expressive communication is when we express the things that we want, that we need, that we're thinking. Those are our expressive language skills. So that would be like your child learning how to ask for milk, or ask for a cookie, or ask to play, or to try to get access to their shoes because they want to go outside. This is expressive language. They're expressing the things that they want, need, think, feel. Okay? And then we have receptive language. And this is more of those following direction type of skills, that they understand what words and things mean, right? So if you say, can you hand me the tissue box that's on the table, that would be, and they go and they get the tissue box, that means that they receptively understood what tissue box, get it for me, all those things together mean. This would also be if you took your child to a gymnastics class and the teacher said jump and your child jumps, right? This is them understanding what the instruction is and then doing an action. Receptive skills and expressive skills can be a variety of things, but the idea is that you're giving your child opportunities during their day-to-day life, to use their communication expressively and receptively. The more that you give them practice with this and you support them in learning how to use their communication in different ways, the more this is going to pour into other areas of their life in a positive way. So if your child knows that they can ask you for milk, or they can ask you for a snack, or they can ask for a different toothbrush, or whatever it might be, yes, they may take it a little bit far. Toddlers love to do that. They like to assert their control, for lack of better words, because they are learning that they have independence and control over certain scenarios. I know a lot of times we talk about this in a negative way when we talk about toddlers having tantrums because they can't put the right shoe on before the left shoe, or whatever it might be. I know this can be frustrating as a parent, but in a lot of ways, this is really good because they're learning to communicate. So if you kind of look at it from that perspective and you encourage a communication, of course, within boundaries, right? They're not always going to be able to put the right shoe on before the left shoe. They're not always going to be able to pick the red cup versus a blue cup. But the fact that they are learning these skills and they're learning how to communicate them, they're learning how to follow instructions, this is huge, okay? This is so good because this is going to pour into things like when they go to school, they're going to be able to communicate with their teachers. When they are at the doctor, they're going to be able to communicate with a doctor. And this is going to help with things like potty training and learning how to navigate social situations. It's a huge skill. Another thing that it kind of layers into, which is the next key skill that I want you to think about, is emotional understanding, okay? If your child can understand different emotions and talk about them or express them in a way that is helpful for them, that is also going to take them so far in life, okay? If your child, so early on, if your child is crying, and this might be when your child is a baby, and you say, oh, you're sad, right? Crying as a baby, sad, could be hungry, could be hurt, whatever it might be. we tend to have a pretty good idea of why it is that our child is crying. So if we can help when they're very little to start labeling those feelings for them to the best of our abilities, of course, we're going to help them learn how to label those feelings for themselves. And if they can label those feelings for themselves as they get a little bit older and their feelings get a little bit more intricate, they're going to have a better ability to tell somebody how it is that they're feeling. And that's going to help them navigate that interaction so that they can feel better, right? If we teach them that it's okay to have those feelings, that we can discuss them, that we can work through them, that is going to take your child so far. To kind of bring it back to potty training, because that's one of my favorite things, if your child is feeling upset or nervous or scared or excited or really happy after they have a potty success, if they're able to communicate that and you can build on those language skills and the communication and the emotional understanding, that is going to help your potty training experience go that much smoother, right? This is going to be tons of different scenarios in your child's life. When they're at the playground, if they're playing with another child and something happens with the other child that you didn't see and they come over and they're able to tell you what happened, that is going to help you be able to navigate that situation for your child so that they can then navigate it themselves in that scenario or in future scenarios. So this communication piece, this emotional understanding, they play into each other and they can help your child go so much further in life. Now, another thing that I want you to think about is the third key skill that I'm going to be talking about today. And now I'm not saying that these are the only skills that you should be working on. They're just 3 of the very important ones that are going to help your child in all areas of their life. And this last one that we're going to talk about is independent skills. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to send your child off to college tomorrow and they're going to be on their own. But teaching your child as a toddler, these independent skills are going to be so helpful. So it can be something as simple as having your toddler pick out their own socks when you're getting them dressed. This is giving them a say in the process. It is giving them a sense of control and it's teaching them that independent skill. It could even be something like having your child help put laundry in the washing machine when you're gonna do a load of laundry. You could have your child learn how to help set the table for dinner. Maybe they put the napkins out and you go ahead and put the forks afterwards. Maybe your toddler isn't quite there yet and the socks are a much easier, feasible thing to start with, but the more that you have your child learn how to do things independently, the more that they're going to build self-esteem, they're going to have confidence, and they're going to feel really excited to learn new skills. So to wrap things up, there are 3 key skills that we talked about today that are going to help your toddler have success in so many areas of their life. And that is teaching them communication skills, helping them have emotional understanding, and working on independence. These are going to make your life so much smoother long-term. It's going to help your child in the moment, and you are just going to feel like such a successful parent when you work with your child on these skills. If you want more tips to help you navigate the wild world of having a toddler, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I'm Sarah. I'm a behavior analyst. I'm a potty training expert, so you'll get tons of behavior and potty training tips. Just head over there and check them out.